beloved, something impossible just shifted in your favor. An opening appeared where there was only wall. This window stays open if you move now, closes the second you hesitate. Pay attention to what follows. Right here, forces beyond sight pulled strings while you slept. Not magic, not chance. Something deeper. That message arriving felt random. Wasn't. The algorithm paused when your name came up, scanned twice, then allowed this through. Not to everyone, to you, a signal meant for one person. Look away now and it vanishes like smoke. Feel the weight pressing down right this moment. That thickness in the air didn't arrive on its own. When patterns align this sharp, this clean, accidents don't exist. The universe rarely speaks without purpose. Somewhere distant, under quiet skies, or during hours when the world goes still. Someone watched you. They noticed things you hide from everyone else. Caught glimpses of battles fought in silence. Saw strength where others saw nothing. Their instinct said, wait, don't scroll past like the rest would. What came next wasn't simple luck. A door swung wide by design. It held gravity, like a reply arriving after years of asking, a whisper sent into darkness. It found you. Stay exactly where you are. At this second, something real closes in fast. Type those exact words below. Say them because truth moves through you. Not performance, not empty sounds. Let it rise from bone-deep places, like signing your name to what comes next. Remain here. Every road leads to this singular moment. The clock started ticking long before today. It runs still. Meaning drives it forward. But something waits on your response. This gift never belonged to you unless you caught what came before it. When speed takes over, when details blur past, when numbers blind you to their meaning, the entrance closes without warning. Built to swing open, it holds position. The crack letting light through narrows fast. Right now, eyes you cannot see track whether you stay or drift away. Hold your ground. Change sits closer than expected. Share this phrase with one soul within reach. Do it now, not later. This landed on me like truth, not noise. Tell them that when you pass it forward. Maybe they need it as much as you do. Quiet sharing matches the shift already in motion. The climb, the turn, the breakthrough. Pause right here. Pull in one slow breath. Notice where your body touches the ground. What arrives next might shake you harder than any fortune ever could. Stay alert. Keep close. This instant gives you mere seconds to step through or keep walking the worn path. The transfer waiting in digital space hums with intention. It leans toward you as if aware of your existence. You could dismiss it, call it strange and move along. It continues either way. Might sweep past without contact. Here most people freeze. Silent fear rises. Hands reach for phones to swipe it gone. But you sense difference somehow. Beneath surface thoughts, a voice says this moment wasn't accident. If that tug registers familiar, type yes in the space below. This reaches me. My focus lands here. I'm prepared to grasp what actually counts. Move alongside me briefly. Someone chose to write your name down. Someone searched for your details deliberately. This message came from decision, not randomness. Time passed while they considered. Fragments of your existence stood out to them. Instances you barely register. Nights when quiet expanded through empty spaces. Dawns you performed calm while pressure built inside your chest. Invisible efforts made without recognition, brushed aside like forgotten papers. Then advised to quit caring so much. In this breath, this soul requires a moment worth remembering. When your pulse says yes, when recall whispers that path, that struggle, mine. Type amen where it asks. Let each letter drop like ancient chains snapping, one after another, through mind, heart, and core. Something drew you to this point. Stop before naming what set you apart. Right now, consider one question. What separates you from countless others? Among everyone existing, why land on your profile, your identity, your journey. Stay a fraction longer before moving. Leaving prematurely breaks the connection entirely. Something transforms when you exit too early. This isn't about fault or destiny, only timing. The energy intended for your path loses direction. You glanced elsewhere right as it approached. Staying slightly longer shifts how pieces fall into place. Reality needs time to settle. What unfolded next will catch you off guard. Someone did transfer the funds. Accurate. It came from one source. Yet that individual didn't act in isolation. A soundless force guided their movement. Perhaps you call it divine will. Maybe it registers as fate pressing in. Could be invisible guidance working through late hours. Language shifts, but the presence remains solid. At this instant, it operates through others without announcement. Track what comes next closely. Here, understanding arrives gentler than most people experience. Currency isn't what repairs things. It reveals something internal already changed. Rush ahead carelessly, and you'll miss the second your history merges with your future. Someone positioned this message while observing you. Not physically near, but spiritually close enough. Like an unknown supporter behind crowds. That type of hidden backing rarely gets acknowledged. That instance you nearly surrendered. They caught it. Even when your words broke saying I cannot continue anymore. Still, hours later, you pushed onward. That action altered something in their perspective. A realization formed. Should existence hold fairness and balance somewhere in its fabric? Then action becomes required. Years waiting for such clarity is normal. You exist within your own experience. Here arrives the pivot point. Never once centered on money. Wrapped around the payment, they included a note. Your path extends forward. Trapped doesn't define you. Erased isn't your identity. Earlier than you anticipate. Something shifts when you cease searching desperately. Roots emerge where solid barriers stood before. Ideas organize without chaos crowding them. Opportunities surface, formed not by expectation, but by something more fundamental than routine. Remain here, even if stillness feels uncomfortable. Recovery often communicates through glances, not declarations. Authenticity doesn't broadcast itself loudly. It seeps through openings others overlook. What unfolds next relies on how motionless you can remain while everything transforms. Your awareness, the silence surrounding you, your willingness to receive. These draw forward the actual force concealed in this transmission. Stay fully present now. The amount delivered registered differently, unusual in ways that triggered responses. So unexpected your system activated without preparation. Heart rate climbing. Atmosphere tightening at initial glimpse of the notification. Not terror. Nothing resembling anxiety. Just recognition surfacing from depths. Your essence went absolutely quiet. In this space, something fundamental changed. This transformation isn't waiting down some distant road. It's knocking at your existence's outer edge. Maintain proximity to what you sense currently. When this materialized, someone ensured perfect timing. Not premature, not delayed. Precisely when your momentum slowed, yet still carried you forward. Someone observed how you wavered without collapsing. There existed quiet resilience they recognized. Something yielding under pressure while maintaining form. So the figure appeared exactly then. Most would have halted completely. You continued moving. Heaven reached its conclusion. Initially, they contemplated offering a minor gesture. Simply a gentle nudge. Perhaps soft reassurance. But it consistently fell inadequate. Phrases accumulated without departing. Moments elapsed where nothing connected properly. Then arrived what you couldn't ignore. A sum so abrupt, so expansive. It froze your motion while you looked down. It accomplished precisely what was necessary. You're positioned inside this now. Something profound confirms this belongs to you. Let your hands settle. This location is where you remain. The amount wasn't selected randomly. It matches exactly what your spirit required to believe again. Too small and doubt would have dismissed it. Too vast and fear would have rejected it. This number landed perfectly. Evidence that now belongs to you. This moment is yours. This time something transforms. Not accidentally did these words find you. Through this instant, Archangel Michael, recognized for protection, courage, and divine justice, contacts your inner self. Moving beyond mere survival, he steers you toward deeper streams of blessing. A silent principle operates underneath everything. Something shifts when you respond to the summons within. Entering spaces designed for your growth and security changes how existence flows around you. Grace multiplies, doesn't just appear. Examine the information below. Review what's positioned at the top. A threshold waits there. A protected assembly, vibrating with power, near Archangel Michael, beside the origin. Unlike other gatherings, clarity reaches this space first. Guidance takes shape before confusion starts elsewhere. That magnetic pull you detect. The gentle whisper suggesting this is meant for you. It isn't random background noise. It's your soul recognizing its own frequency. Deep in your cellular memory, something remembers this feeling, like coming home after wandering foreign lands, like finding water after crossing desert. This recognition doesn't come from your mind. Your mind doubts, questions, analyzes. This comes from somewhere your mind cannot touch, a place that existed before language, before thought, before you learn to second-guess every impulse that rises from your core. Right now, in this moment, that ancient part of you is screaming yes, not in words, in sensation, in the way your chest expands slightly, in how your breathing shifted without you noticing, in the tingling that might be moving through your hands as you read this. These aren't coincidences. Your body is responding to truth the way a tuning fork responds to its matching frequency. It knows. Even if your mind scrambles to label this as manipulation, as strategy, as clever writing, something beneath that level recognizes authenticity, feels the weight of what's being offered. You've been searching for this without knowing what you were searching for. Those nights scrolling endlessly, looking for something to fill the hollow space. Those mornings waking with a sense that there must be more than this. Those moments staring at walls, wondering if you missed your turn somewhere. They weren't signs of weakness. They were your spirit refusing to settle, refusing to accept that this is all there is. And now, when you've almost convinced yourself to stop hoping, to accept limitation as reality, this appears. Not by accident. Because the universe doesn't operate on coincidence. It operates on resonance. Like calls to like, readiness summons opportunity. You've been preparing for this longer than you realize. Every disappointment was training. Every closed door was redirection. Every moment you chose to keep going despite having every reason to quit was you building the strength required to hold what's coming. Most people never develop that capacity. They break too easily, give up too quickly, trade their dreams for comfort, their potential for security. But you stayed in the fire. You let it forge you instead of consuming you. And now you're made of different material than you were before. That's why this found you. That's why the stranger moved money your way. That's why someone you've never met decided you were worth investing in. They saw something you haven't fully seen in yourself yet. They recognized a spark you've been trying to hide, trying to dim, trying to convince yourself doesn't exist. But it does exist. It's existed all along. And it's about to ignite in ways you cannot imagine yet. Stay with me. We're approaching the moment where everything crystallizes, where abstract becomes concrete, where possibility becomes reality. Your only job right now is to remain present, to not let doubt drag you away, to keep your attention here despite every instinct to protect yourself by dismissing this. Protection isn't what you need right now. You've been protected enough. You've played it safe enough. You've kept yourself small enough. What you need is expansion, permission, a push toward the edge where real life happens. This is that push. The gentle whisper suggesting this is meant for you. Don't wave it away. Agreeing transforms momentum. Movement accelerates. Perception sharpens. You advance supported by forces unseen. Fellowship materializes where isolation once dominated. Maintain your position. This portion depends on you. Simply existing here, investing time, arriving with purpose. That carries profound significance. Continue since distance remains to cover. The belief a random individual holds in you. It surpasses your self-trust. And what appeared in your account isn't merely money. A spark, something tugs at your day's margins, suggesting they'll compress without warning. Years condensed into brief intervals. Impossible circumstances folding into ordinary moments. You sit absorbing this, permitting thoughts to sink deeply around you. Undetected powers adjust their influence gradually. Here initiates something distinct. A moment shifts underneath your foundation. What approaches now hits with force. Stay precisely where you are. That sender didn't measure your status, your position, or your online appearance. Something else motivated them. Your steady presence when silence encompasses you. The radiance you maintain during shadowed periods. Something internal stirs when they perceive you. Not how you view yourself, but fiercer, more defined, more potent. What they did wasn't coincidence. More like a transmission sent directly to your bones this second. It's been anticipating you. Sense that shift below the surface. Speak it aloud where others could hear. My transformation is already in motion. Bypass the extended thinking. Just name it. Allow the language to land. This isn't mere talking. Agreement exists in how you proceed now without verbalizing it. There's additional substance ahead beyond that deposit. Never the target, only a marker. Silent battles have pressed on you for years. Strength has sustained you through days others leaned against. When fragments scattered around them, you held steady. A shift noticed what you contributed versus what returned. That change arriving, it balanced scales. Not compassion, never pity, simply equity finding its course. Witnessing those words manifest marked a silent turning point. Pathways began adjusting then. Something transformed when ancient doors started loosening. Remaining in place helped. So did silence instead of tapping through screens endlessly. Movement constructs slowly, but it's genuine. This moment indicates where things change too drastically to reverse. Questioning your presence makes diminished sense now compared to before. The concept that nothing alters feels incorrect these days. What occurred wasn't without reason. Observe how it manifested. This emerged right as hope grew threadbare. Existence had been accumulating toward a moment of shift. Minor disappointments. Replies that never materialized. Words spoken into emptiness. Just before something internal yielded one direction or another, the change arrived. Not to extract you from yourself, rather to display what existed all along. It moves in you now, doesn't it? Something pulls at your center. Lucid thoughts arrive from nowhere. Energy courses through you differently than before. This is what awakening resembles. Pages rotate when you give attention. A fresh beginning appears while you witness it. Remained until this point. Type these exact words below. This transformation belongs to me, commencing today. Declare it thus. It adheres. Time marks itself when you do. You stay now since we approach the peak of what's being revealed. Not only did the stranger assist, they acted on intuition about what approached. Something invisible at that time. A quiet knowing directed them, detecting your shift into a phase where beneficial things descend like rain, not droplets. When doorways burst open rather than barely cracking. This shift indicates the silent click of something unlocking, the manner you're positioned there giving attention. Sensing what rests beneath these words. It signifies something. Forces are synchronizing. Your breathing, your interest, the attraction toward comprehension. They move together like currents under one moon. Presently, stability matters most ahead of what follows. Confirm you've joined this space, activated notifications. Not because anyone tallies views, but so no message slips through when timing determines it's ready. a moment arrives to pause. Press the like button beneath this video once. That small gesture demonstrates you align with what is being expressed. Now scroll through your thoughts. 3 faces surface. Individuals who are waiting, possibly without awareness, for something resembling this. Direct it their way. Transfer whatever energy or clarity landed on you. Kindness has a pattern of circling back, frequently more powerful than initially, if advancing further feels correct, if stepping into clearer direction and receptiveness makes sense. But before you do, if this message moves something deep inside, type 777 in the comments below. This sacred number carries the frequency of divine completion, spiritual awakening, and alignment with your highest path. When you type 777, you're not just leaving a comment. You're activating an energetic signature that tells the universe you're ready to receive. Each 7 you press sends a ripple through dimensions you cannot see. It marks you as someone who recognizes truth when it appears. Others will see your 777 and feel permission to claim their own breakthrough. Your courage becomes their catalyst. Type it now. 777. Let those numbers flow from your fingers. Feel how they anchor this moment in time. Examine the description. Look at the pinned comment. There you will locate the method to join Archangel Michael's inner circle. That place provides initial insights at visions still developing, teachings grounded in reverence, understanding formed by something beyond rational thought. None of it distributed outside that circle, designed to help propel you toward what is already approaching. A separate link allows you to contribute through a small gesture, similar to purchasing coffee, only if it resonates. Never an expectation, just being here, paying attention, holding space. That possesses weight even when invisible. Don't depart yet. Remain present until the final second, since this point connects every thread we've addressed. That substantial gift didn't originate from hope alone. Someone observed, watched every instance you advanced while silence followed, noted how strong you remained even when no voice applauded you. Was there during those late hours when your quiet words suspended in the air? If you're absorbing this, show me something. This must be it. Now the page rotates, not just persisting but metamorphosing, not standing motionless but ascending, not grasping anymore but scaling. Right now, if this word awakens something deep inside, type 333 in the comments below. This is the number of divine protection, of the Holy Trinity surrounding you with light. When you type 333, you're calling in the presence of ascended masters who have been guiding you from beyond the veil. They've been waiting for you to recognize their signs. Your 333 becomes a beacon, a signal that you're finally awake to their guidance. It tells them you're ready for the next level of assistance. Don't hesitate. Type 333 now. Feel how the atmosphere shifts as you do. That's not imagination. That's real spiritual force responding to your declaration. Others typing 333 below create a field of collective awakening. You're joining a frequency, not just a comment section. Type it. 333. Let it seal this moment. With every letter you press, sense how connections grow tighter, like stepping onto a path where fortune and sudden changes begin gravitating toward you. Experiencing this doesn't mean you're lost. That transformation isn't fabricated. It's your signal activating. Hold on. One additional moment. Stay right here. Look up. Feel this with clarity. Currency never rewrote your path. That shift commenced long before. Coins arrived only to capture your attention. A signal meant to silence the self-doubt. Here's how it feels when what resides deep in you manifests in the stars above. At this precise moment while these words reach your ears, every delayed reward, each door previously closed, every quiet wound, they're accumulating into a single surge of beneficial things moving toward you. This next stretch isn't about chasing blessings. What belongs to you will locate you just like that sudden shift you already sensed. When something internal says yes, when it strikes you that now is the turning point. Say it loud in the space below. Say yes to God. That moment belongs to you now. Say yes to the universe. It hears your breath. Life pulls at your sleeve, whispering your name. You did not arrive by accident. This exact point was waiting. It is time. Nothing more. Nothing less. Abundance moves like water underground. Feel its shift. Light finds your next step before you do. A fresh start now unfolds. Keep your eyes open. Move with purpose, because that deposit, more than cash, evidence showed up. Type, Amen. Let that word seal everything spoken here. Let it mark the moment you chose to believe. Amen means so be it. Amen means I agree. Amen means I receive. Type it below and watch how the world responds. This isn't the end. This is the beginning of what you've been preparing for your entire life. The door stands open. The path is clear. The blessing is yours. All you had to do was stay until the final word. You did. That matters more than you know. Type Amen one last time. Seal this. Own this. Step through.